Hey bros, welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing you a leveling guide for my favorite spell to use in the game, Spark. And I'm super happy to tell you that I've already been playing it in the endgame and it's been going super well. It starts off nicely and then I just know for a fact it's going to scale super well too. This is going to be a two-part guide. One is going to be for a fresh start and another is going to be for a twink start. This is going to be a bit of a speedrun, so grab on. Just leave a like on the video, please, to help the channel grow. It really helps. And let's get to it. So I want to start by saying that I don't think I recommend this for a new player, because playing Blood Mage means you're going to be spending a lot of your life as part of the cost for spells. And, you know, losing so much life all the time, it can make things much harder than they need to be. We're choosing Blood Mage instead of Stormweaver because I think Stormweaver is also going to be fine, but I don't think it's going to be scaling at all whatsoever as strongly as Blood Mage can, both offensively and defensively. The spell package is going to be Spark as the main source of damage. It's been recently changed in the new league to be able to consume a cold infusion to deal more damage, and we are able to get that cold infusion whenever we detonate the Frost Bomb. And Frost Bomb has been changed this league as well. It's been changed to apply exposure to all elements, so lightning, fire and cold, not just when it explodes but also when it pulses. We're going to be using Flame Wall as well. It's essentially the same, except it can consume a lightning infusion to make projectiles that pass through the Flame Wall to be infused by lightning, which means our Spark can be double lightning, with the infusion kinda, and just deal even more damage. Orb of Storms is our final main spell, and it's also been slightly changed this league. Whenever it finishes, you consume all of the projectiles it can throw. It will create a lightning infusion, and it behaves a little bit different in general. Most of the time we're just going to be pressing Spark to clear trash mobs. Sometimes you're going to have to press one or more Orb of Storms, Flame Wall to deal with, say, rares. And when we get to bosses, then that's when we use everything. We're going to start by pressing Orb of Storms into Frost Bomb to apply that exposure effect, Flame Wall, and we're already proccing the Orb of Storms to be shooting into the boss, and then we spam Spark endlessly. We want to keep up the Orb of Storms at all times, as well as the Flame Wall, Frost Bomb off the cooldown, and this build is really good at dealing with bosses, so it really doesn't take much long. I'm always going to be giving you a Mobalytics guide. It's always going to be in the description and the pinned comment. I just want to not go over everything, all the supports here, just the most important ones. For Spark, we want Unleash to create more projectiles, and Pierce, most of all, to be able to clear better. For Frostbomb, Flame Wall and Orb of Storms, we're going to be using Rising Tempest, because we're going to be using the 3 elemental types, so it's always going to be max value, essentially. For Elemental Weakness, we want to make it more strong of a Curse, as well as Cursed Ground. I really like Cursed Ground, I think it's great. And for the Remnant skills, we just want both Remnant Potency and Harmonic Remnants. The gearing is pretty simple. The one thing to note is the usage of Painted Servant Gloves. It's really good. At minimum it's going to be 15% gain damage, but this is also going to help with some synergies with the passive skill tree. I'm going to be showing what I mean in a little bit. And these gloves are pretty cheap, they are just 1 exalt to get right now. Besides that, what we want is level of all spell skills. In the wand, focus, amulet, cast speed is also going to be very good, it's going to be the second best. And then we're going to want gain percent of damage as extra damage, and increased spell damage. We don't really want increased lightning damage or whatever, because we're going to be doing the 3 types of damage. So those would have essentially a third of the value. For the passive skill tree, we're going to be pathing right here in the middle. If you're going to be twinking, which we're going to be talking about later, you want to go straight for efficient casting, but otherwise I would take spell damage, maybe even go straight after that to the cast speed here, and then just start getting stuff generally. We're going to be getting a bunch of spell damage. Exposure effect is going to be really good because we're going to be getting it all the time versus rares and bosses with the Cold Bomb. And we have really cool stuff too with, for example, Stormbreaker, 20% increased damage for each type of elemental element on enemy. So we're going to have Ignite, Shock, Chilled, potentially for 60% increased damage on a boss. Now let's talk about the Twink part. So Twink, what it means is a new character except it's been geared up by your main character. Say you bought a bunch of gear on your main and then you send it over to your twink, and now it's basically min-maxed at level 1 even. So as you can notice here, there's going to be 2 selections you can make. Up here there's going to be a Better Trading import. Better Trading is a browser extension, and you can see how it looks like on the website. Whenever you import, it's going to have all of these pre-made searches by me. Say we click Life Sprig, and you're going to have exactly what you should be getting. It's going to be +3 level of all spell skills what you want. And I've also made sure with the search that you don't actually buy something that's like level 40 instead of something you want to equip at level 3, 2, 4. And then you have an entire section here with all the gear that you want to be getting at each stage. Besides the Painter Servant gloves we're going to be getting for the Fresh Start build 2, we're going to be getting Meganord's Girdle belt because it has up to 50 strength, which is going to be a lot of life as well, besides meeting the requirements for support gems or equipment. Foxshade is going to be giving us 10% movement speed. Luminous Space, 10% movement speed boots, requiring only level 1. And then at level 4 we're going to be getting a Focus and an Amulet with +1 to all spell skills. Level 5 we get Crown of the Victor, which has +1 to level of all skills. And finally for Act 1 we're going to be getting at level 11 Wanderlust boots with 20% increased movement speed. Act 2, at level 16 we can get really good rings, +1 level to all lightning skills, Levinstone. At level 27 Thrill Steel is going to have Onslaught as a helmet. Onslaught gives you movement speed and skill speed, so you're going to be casting faster and moving faster. But at level 30 we want to switch to Veil of the Night to be super tanky. This is going to give us 50% increased maximum life, which is also going to be more damage because we're playing Blood Mage. And Blood Mage is going to scale crit damage based on our maximum life. At level 32 we can upgrade our Amulet and Focus to +2 of all spell skills. And at level 33 we can switch to the Rat Cage body armor, which has 300 base maximum life. We're only going to be getting other 2 upgrades for gear after this, and that's going to be at level 52, 30% movement speed boots, and then +3 with the Focus at level 57. For the Amulet Instill, we want to get Acceleration, which is 10% skill speed and movement speed, and it's also pretty cheap compared to just about everything else. The skill tree for twinking is the same. I just really suggest you get efficient casting right here for the mana efficiency. If you don't, with all of the plus levels to spell skills, you're going to struggle. It's going to be miserable. Trust me, I tried it. So just go straight for this, and then I suggest you go for cast speed here. That's it for the guide. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video. Expect to see an endgame guide for the build soon TM, and I hope to see you again soon. Peace.